Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is 𝗏𝗏, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a twin flame reading video for the Twin Flame Collective. So while these are intended to be messages for twin flames generally, do keep in mind that I tend to channel many different specific people and energies throughout these readings. So only take what connects with you personally. With that being said, if you would like to allow me to pick up on your energy more easily, be sure to like this video and also double check that you are subscribed, because by liking and subscribing, this is a way of virtually exchanging energy with me, and that allows me to pick up more easily on the energy of your situation. So right away, we have the Victory card in the upright position. The number 28 or the month of July might be significant for someone. I'm trying to shuffle the cards here and get a little bit of clarification for this to get us started. Also, I'm getting something about Leo season or someone being a Leo or having Leo energy in their charts. I feel like someone here has had some kind of epiphany or breakthrough. The thing about this Victory card is it's a very positive card, but for some reason, as I flipped it over in this reading, I felt intensely sad. It was this feeling of having a breakthrough, being victorious over something. I feel this had to do with emotions or intimacy, by the way. And we'll get into that later on, because this is really sitting on the sacral chakra. But there's this feeling of being victorious over something, some kind of battle someone has been fighting for a long time that I feel may have been very internal, and yet feeling also an intense sense of sadness. The feeling I'm getting from this card is like sadness when you should be celebrating, or it's like going through some kind of a breakthrough within yourself that should cause you to feel, I just keep hearing like freedom is so lonely. I want to get more information on this, but I feel as though this could be someone who chose to walk away from a person, a job, a situation that wasn't right for them. And there is this feeling of having a breakthrough around this situation. Again, I do feel this has to do with emotions. I strongly feel that for many listening, this will be a relationship that someone walked away from because they had some kind of emotional breakthrough within themselves about this person or situation. I'm hearing transformed. It's like something about you has been transformed, but there's also this sadness here as well. With patience in the midway position, I feel this has to do with someone, I wanted to say losing their patience, but that's not even fully accurate. I'm just hearing tired of waiting around for something. The numbers 16 or 20 might be significant to someone. Also, the month of June. Yeah, woman holding a coin in the upright position, pitted against each other. There's some situation here where someone here didn't feel fully chosen. I'm specifically picking up on some divine feminine energy. Someone feels as though they were being pitted against another person in some sense. This is a really strange energy, so I am going to clarify this a bit, but I do feel that for many listening, this could be a situation where there was a twin flame connection here. And I could be speaking to a divine feminine who felt as though she was, I just keep hearing being forced to compete. So this could be a workplace situation and a feminine coworker, or I'm strongly sensing some other feminine coworker who it's like this divine feminine felt pitted against in some way, or felt as though someone was choosing the other over her. Again, this may not be a romantic situation, but there's this feeling of finally losing patience, seeing her own value and worth, and no longer allowing herself to be placed in a situation where she feels as though she's being devalued, not chosen, or forced to compete in some way. That's the energy I'm getting from this divine feminine. And again, it's a beautiful thing, but there's also this twinge, not just a twinge, an actual wave of intense sadness here. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards and channel into some of this kind of heavy energy around this. Why is this divine feminine feeling sad? There was also something about the color orange that came out at the beginning of the reading for someone. Also the words shadow and guide. With the word guide, I feel as though your spirit guides, divine feminine, have really been communicating with you, but a lot of this communication has taken place symbolically. I'm seeing that some of you might be having really intense and vivid dreams, and that might be a way in which you are being communicated with by your guides and higher self. For some, I'm actually hearing some of these dreams might be very intense, could even be nightmares. And right away, the adjacent possibilities card. Yeah, I feel a divine feminine here opening her heart to new possibilities. In some sense, again, take it as it connects, because this could have to do with life purpose, career, but for most divine feminines listening, I feel this has to do with opening herself up to love, either platonic love situations or romantic love situations. I'm hearing opening a door that's been shut for a very long time. Why has this door been shut for such a long time? Because it wasn't in your plans to open this door. With strategy in the reverse position, there's the feeling here that your mind, your ego had a plan. I know this won't resonate this way for everyone, but for many divine feminines, this was in love, where you had some kind of a plan of how, I'm hearing a feminine say, how things were supposed to go, or when this was supposed to happen, or who it was supposed to happen with. There's something unexpected here that's either recently happened in love for this divine feminine or that is coming in for her. So what is this thing? I'm hearing it's beyond the plans of your ego. Third eye chakra in the reverse, and 𝗧𝗵𝗺 personal healing and happiness in the reverse position. So what I'm getting from these cards is that for a while, there was a situation of someone trying to ignore their own intuitive guidance about a situation. I do feel that for many, this did have to do with love. And in the process, the hidden truth about this is, and what makes this so difficult is by trying to ignore your own intuition about this, which, by the way, you have a very powerful sense of intuition. I'm hearing your guides say, for other people, for other feminines, they may have been capable of ignoring their intuition and being perfectly fine, not even realizing they were ignoring their intuition because they weren't or aren't as intuitively connected and energetically sensitive as you, divine feminine. But the problem here is, I'm hearing it's like you are too powerful now. You are too energetically sensitive and aware to be, I keep hearing your guides, to be dealing with this, to be putting up with this. I don't know what it is they're talking about, but maybe you know what this thing is that you are dealing with or putting up with. It's like you've become sensitive in the best kind of way. And there is this feeling from some divine feminines, again, this won't be for everyone, but of potentially trying to downplay or repress their own energetic sensitivity in some way. So I keep hearing a feminine say, I can be like everyone else. I don't know who this is for, but this could be a feminine who has a way of doing things that is just different from the rest of the world, and at times finds themselves getting almost tired by their own differentness, if that makes sense. It's like, why can't I just be like everyone else? I feel for some, this could have to do with so many different things. This could be with the foods that you eat, the way that you structure your day, the amount of self-care that is required for you. There's this feeling of, I'm tired of needing to do all of these things to clear my energy, to feel sane, to be able to feel clear and confident and connected when other people seem to... I feel there's a feminine here saying other people seem to have it so easy sometimes. They seem to not be as affected by these things. But I keep hearing this message from your guides. It's like, there's a reason that you're different, and it's a beautiful thing. It's not a weakness to be sensitive. It's not a weakness to be sensitive, whether that's emotional sensitivity or sensitivity to foods, to whatever it is. Really, all of this boils down to the fact that you are energetically perceptive, or we use the word sensitive, but sometimes that carries a really negative connotation. And Divine Feminine, I just feel your guides reminding you, like, always go where you're being led, where you're being guided, even if it doesn't make sense to others, because you have this ability to perceive into energy in a way that most are not capable of doing. That is not a weakness. It is your greatest strength, and you're really being called to embrace that. I feel this was a total side message for someone getting to be what felt a little bit off topic, but I also feel it could be extremely relevant for someone at this time. So, caring connections, speaking of you being intuitively guided in a certain direction, I feel that I'm hearing beyond logic, beyond what the human mind understands. There's been this energy of you sensing something new coming in for you, specifically in regards to love or relationships. Now, of course, this could be platonic relationships, but for most of you, once again, I'm feeling that this is in love. The number 14 might be significant for someone. But again, I feel that for a while there was this dynamic of, for some reason, you, Divine Feminine, the number 1221 came out, by the way. There could have been this dynamic of a Divine Feminine trying to ignore or repress where she was being guided intuitively, or what her intuition was telling her, because there was some kind of fear here, some kind of fear of letting go of the plan that she had really latched onto and created for herself here, but that wasn't actually the plan of her higher self, of her soul. Yeah, goddess of the moon in the upright position, Divine Feminine, you've sensed something new for you coming in. Now, for some of you, you may actually already have seen evidence of this showing up in your life. And again, for most, I feel this being either a new love or a new start, a new chapter in love with potentially the same person. Prior to channeling this reading, I kept getting the image of there being these two energies in love for you, Divine Feminine. But the complex thing about this message is, for some of you, these two energies, or what appears to be these two energies, could actually be the same person transformed, if that makes sense. So take it as it resonates. For some, this could be, and I'm hearing one represents old cycles, stagnancy, stuckness, fog, confusion, whereas the other energy represents new beginnings in love, freshness, movement forward, mutual empowerment of the self and of the other, inspiring one another. There's something about laughter in this new love connection being really central to this connection, lightness, joy. And again, the thing is, for some of you, this might resonate as the same person, but transformed, the same connection, but it will feel entirely different and transformed when it shifts into this new thing. For others of you, this could be a new person entirely. This could be a new connection that you've sensed coming in. I'm hearing unexpectedly, or a new person who has entered your life. And this is a very high vibrational connection, regardless of whether this is a high level soulmate or a twin flame. And I just saw the number 444. I feel that, again, regardless of whether this is a new person or a new cycle with the same person, your intuition knows the answer to that. And also, you are really being guided to keep your hearts open, to not, I'm hearing, use your ego's plan as an excuse to close your heart to this new chapter or to new love. Because beneath the surface, beneath that excuse of kind of having this plan in place and already having it figured out through the mind, it's like I'm hearing that beneath that there's really this fear and this need to control out of fear that if you were to let go of this plan, there is a fear that things would not work out. I'm hearing that you would be left alone. And that is the fear that you are being called to release here. And in fact, the fear that must be released in order for you, Divine Feminine, to move into this new cycle. Again, regardless of whether it is with the same person or with a new person entirely. And for some of you, I'm feeling like this sensation of being right on the brink of this collectively, which means that for some of you, this person has already entered your life, or again, it could be the person you've been connecting with. But for others of you, this is someone you've sensed coming in. Once again, I'm getting something about dreams. So you may have been connecting with this person through dreams. You have absolutely met one another energetically, meaning you have definitely been introduced to this person through the astral realm, through dreams, through telepathy. This very often happens with our soul connections, especially those very high-level soulmates and our twin flame, where we are introduced to one another gradually over the course of time through our physical lifetime, through these more 5D kinds of meetings and experiences to kind of prepare us energetically for this person meeting us in our physical life in a full-blown way. And I feel that many of you have experienced this, which could be why some of you felt this push or this sense of urgency around love. For some reason, for some, I'm hearing this sudden need to let go of something heavy or some kind of old cycle or pattern that had been brought to the surface, or even an old person or relationship in your life. With blossoming abundance in the middle position, it's like holding on to something for a very long time, and then finally choosing to let go. It's like being afraid of something slipping through your fingers for so long, and then finally just opening your hand, unclenching your hands, no longer needing to control, allowing yourself. I'm hearing it's like what you were trying to hold on to was actually water flowing through a river. And you were meant to flow with the river, not to try and grasp at the water. I know that's kind of a loose metaphor there, but I also feel that's something that someone potentially needed to hear at this time. So in the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling more deeply into this situation, specifically with Angel of Balance in the upright position, how things are leveling out or balancing out in this twin flame situation, because I am getting that something about this for these twins I'm channeling has felt very energetically intense. It's had the feeling of almost being like some kind of an emotional earthquake, upheaval, some kind of extraction for some, where it feels as though you're being pulled away from someone, something, without really fully understanding why, and experiencing a lot of emotional chaos connected with this. But I do see it's like the dust is going to settle. If you are in the middle of a time that feels very emotionally chaotic or confusing, your guides want you to know that things are going to settle out around this situation. But again, I will be sharing more information on that in the extended, which, by the way, is available in our beautiful Twin Flame Soul Tribe on Patreon. So the link to that is in the pinned comments and description box. But for now, I do want to get into some messages from this masculine energy I've been picking up on to this Divine Feminine. So what is going on with this masculine energy? What does this masculine want to say here? Contract in the upright position. I'm feeling a lot of apology and regrets from this contract card coming from this masculine's higher self. I feel as though his higher self is saying, I'm sorry that I've been keeping us trapped in some of the same cycles and patterns that at times seem to be replaying themselves over and over again. There's this feeling of being self-aware of these patterns, not even just at this higher self level, but actually in a very conscious way, and yet feeling this sense of entrapment. And I keep tearing up as I'm channeling this masculine's energy, because there is this feeling of wanting to give you the world, divine feminine, and wanting to be the best for you, but having this self-awareness of being trapped within something that seems to replay on kind of this loop or cycle that he's had trouble getting out of. What is this karmic cycle or situation? Door to value in the reverse position and solar plexus chakra upright. I'm hearing overconfidence, arrogance, stubbornness for someone. This won't connect with everyone, but for some masculine, door to value reversed. I see this very fast movement in a direction that is disaligned with his highest path, with his soul's path at times. So there could be a masculine here who is either impulsive or stubborn, or who has a tendency to move forward very fast in a direction without really thinking things through all the way, or waiting on that feeling of soul alignment with that thing. This also could speak to a masculine in a job position, a career, who may have been very materially focused for a period of time and moving really fast in that direction. I just keep hearing like climbing a ladder that's up against the wrong building or something, if that resonates with someone, but then moving very slowly when it comes to matters of the hearts, whoever this is for. Yeah, it's like impulsiveness or moving fast when it comes to material things, work, 3D things, but when it comes to matters of the heart, for some reason, there's this very slow moving, almost a stubborn kind of stuck energy around this masculine. And I feel that the energetic transference here between the masculine and feminine may have caused this feminine to feel a kind of frustration, because she could pick up on this heaviness and this slowness to act around the heart center when it comes to matters of love, that may have caused her as a byproduct to feel devalued. I'm hearing a feminine say, it's like, why are you so confident or so sure when it comes to these other things, but why were you not confident when it came to me or to our connection? Happy family reversed and cornucopia reversed. I see a masculine here who at the higher self level is aware that he has been acting against himself. Happy family tends to represent a reunion. And the fact that this card is reversed tells me that, and of course, walking away came out here as well, tells me that there's a masculine here who it's like was constantly, I'm hearing, pushing this reunion down the line, or this reconnection down the line, working against what his heart truly wanted, because I feel somehow he was trapped in something or blinded to the truth of what he really wanted. But ultimately, I see this dynamic pushing the feminine to walk away or to disconnect or to do something to pull back her energy a bit here with the walking away card upright, causing this masculine to realize here just how trapped or stuck he had been, and how much he had been, again, acting against what he truly wanted. There is this really difficult dynamic from this masculine of being self-aware of some kind of inhibiting pattern or dynamic that was holding back the future of this connection, and yet at the same time having difficulty getting out of it. It feels kind of like being stuck in quicksand here, but I am going to be channeling more messages, specifically love-related messages from this masculine who is coming through here, as well as messages from the divine feminine and for the divine feminine from her own spirit guides, her higher self. Because again, divine feminine listening, I do feel that your guides have been really actively trying to get a hold of you or communicating with you through dreams and through other kinds of experiences, potentially even showing you visualizations and meditation, these types of kind of 5D experiences. So in the extended version of this reading, we will be speaking more to all of that. And again, if you would like to join me in the extended, the link to that is in the pinned comments and description. But for now, I do want to close this reading as I usually do with a Rumi Oracle card. So what is one final card here? The all-encompassing hands. And I'm going to close by just sharing a little bit from the Rumi guidebook here. You are the essence of my existence. Who am I? A mirror in your hands. Whatever you do, I will do. I am your irresistible reflection. With every breath, I feel my heart is beating with yours. In your joy, I am exuberance. In your sadness, I am in sorrow. If you are bitter, I become bitter. If you are grace, I become grace. My joy is when I am bewildered in your beauty and taste the sweetness of love on your lips. If I pick a rose without you, it becomes a thorn in my hands. If I am the thorn, I become the rose in your hands. Rumi, for some reason, as I was reading that, I kept hearing a divine masculine's higher self say, as you, divine feminine, choose yourself, I choose you. But the reason for this is because we are energetically intertwined in this way where as you choose to show up and support yourself, you are healing your inner divine masculine energy, and I energetically am responding to that effect. But again, it feels very backwards from the perspective of the ego here, which leads to a lot of heaviness and confusion around this situation. The guidebook here also says, perhaps you are in need of reassurance, dearest one. Perhaps you have been feeling somewhat alone on your path, or struggling with a matter deep within your precious, beautiful hearts, and speaking of it to no one. You are worthy of so much more, and this suffering is not essential for your growth now. It is time to let it be and to open up to the touch of grace. That feels like a really beautiful place to close this reading. Now, as I mentioned before, I will be heading over now to the extended reading on Patreon. So to join me in the extended with more in-depth messages, details, and love messages, the link to that is in the pinned comments and description. Otherwise, I would love if you could follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I sometimes post other twin flame content, information, and updates. I do create these reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if this did connect with you, be sure to check back on Friday for the next reading. In the meantime, I do hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your week, and I will talk to you again in Friday's reading.